When I was 15, my brother had a friend over, so I also thought his friend was cute. So it's about 7 or 8 when he comes over, so I'm about to get in the shower in my head because I knew he was coming, so I got in the shower, and I don't usually leave the door unlocked, but this time I did because I forgot to lock it. So his friend asked him, yo, where is the bathroom? He said, go upstairs to the right. He said okay, but I was in my zone taking my shower, so he knocked but I couldn't hear him, and he walked in and I said, bro, I told you to stop walking in on me. I said, oh hey, when did you get here? He said, I just got here and had to use the bathroom.
So by now I'm pretty sure you'll all have heard the WAP song. Me and my mom were in the car when the song came on and she asked me what does it mean. I told her it meant waffles and pancakes because I didn't want her to tell me to stop listening to it. The next morning she decided to make birthday waffles and pancakes for my dad's birthday. Seconds later she posted on Facebook that she gave her husband some WAP and he loved it. I'm too scared to tell her the meaning, BC. I don't want to get in trouble.
Story time. So when I was in 8th grade, a girl walked up to me and said I was cute. 8 minutes later she came back up to me and asked if I wanted to go to her house. I said sure. Then she told me she had a boyfriend, and me being the little shit that I am, I said I didn't care. We started making out in her room and her boyfriend came over. He knocked on the door and said her name. I quickly put my shirt on and started acting gay. Right when he walked in, I faced the girl and started fake crying. I said, my boyfriend broke up with me yesterday. The girl's boyfriend came up to me and said, it's okay bro. Then he hugged me. Long story short, I actually turned gay and started dating her boyfriend. On the first day of 6th grade I had a crush and he liked me back. He's been my boyfriend for 2 months. We met up at the park and he decided to kiss me. I kissed him back. The next day I asked my mom if my friend could come over. That was actually my boyfriend. She didn't know about him. Once he got to my house, my mom said he was my cousin. I've been kissing my cousin.
When I was younger, I was in Walmart and I was eating a tube of Pringles and I ate them while my mom paid, but I forgot to let the guy scan them, so I walked out the Walmart and the alarm went off and I just started running because I got scared, and my mom couldn't find me because I was hiding behind the newspaper things in the Walmart. People called the police because I was missing, and when I hear them show up I thought I was a criminal, so I left my mom a note on the newspaper that said I went to Mexico to start a new life and not come looking for me, and then I took off running with my Pringles and ran for like an hour, and then the cops saw me walking down the road, so they pulled over. So I started running again, and then they were using the car intercom thing and they told me to stop running. So when I did, I thought they were gonna put me in handcuffs and take me to jail, so I was crying and I slapped the officer in the stomach and tried to run again, but he just held me back, and when he asked me what happened to me and I told him, he started crying because he was laughing so hard. And he just gave my mom $2 for the Pringles and he was still laughing when he left. And that's the time I was a wanted criminal.
In the 6th grade I transferred to a new school and didn't know anyone there. At orientation my teacher made me pair up with this boy. Let's call him Towel. Towel was acting super weird and nervous around me, but I didn't say anything. A few weeks into the school year, Towel was always texting me and trying to call me. His friends kept telling me he liked me, but he was a gross little chicken bone, skin tone, Trump loving, hat swinging, spit drooling, mouth breather white boy. He asked me out and I said no sorry. He was super depressed after that and tried again 5 more times. Poor guy was a hardcore simp, and the final time he asked me out and I said no, he just waltzed out into the street and tried to get run over by the cars driving by the school. Fast forward to the last 2 months of the school year. I had kept my distance from him cause he was a weird little fuck that always tried to touch me in any way he could. I had math class with one of his friends and she told me that Towel was planning on kidnapping me.
One time when I was 5 or 6, a teacher found a pair of shitty underwear in the bathroom and all the teachers had to line up their students to find out which kid needed to be sent home. My teacher literally went round the class putting her hand into our pants to make sure we had underwear on. I'm still pretty traumatized from feeling her crusty, dusty old woman hand in between my ass cheeks. Anyway, it got to the last kid in my class and my teacher put her hand in his ass, and when she pulled her arm out it was covered in shit. The kid was crying, so was the teacher. One student threw up and I caused a chain reaction and everyone was throwing. It was so gross. The vomit smell was there for weeks.
When I was in 7th grade, I met this girl in my bus and her name was Lexi. Well, me and Lexi got really close. My middle school was divided into 3 different schools, so me and Lexi went to the same school but a different section of our school, and we also took the same bus. Anyways, one day when I was walking to class through one of the schools, I saw this cute ass guy and I asked her about him cause she went to school with him, and she told me that it was one of her friends. And that if I wanted her to mention me to him, well, of course I want you to mention me to him, bitch, I think he's cute. Well, he sent me a little note telling me I was cute or whatever, and then we kept sending notes to each other. But one day as I was walking through one of the schools to get to my class, I saw him with a group of friends and they all started laughing at me. I got really embarrassed and didn't know what was happening, so I went to see Lexi to ask her why he was laughing at me. Okay, listen to this. In second grade, my dad decided to leave my mom, and right after he left her, my dad left with other women. I can't tell you how much he hated this silly bitch who had this son Cameron, and he was 12 years old. I remind you that I was in second grade, he was in 7th grade, I was in 3rd grade. I knew from the beginning that this kid was very suspicious because he always came to my room after my dad and his mom moved in together. Try to lie close to me and watch movies with me and try to snuggle. I would always move like a bitch, just wanted to see SpongeBob. Basically, my older male cousin, let's call him Jason, was spending the night at my house when I was in 4th grade. At the time he was a junior in high school and had a girlfriend. So basically he was kinda getting all touchy and feely with me when we were watching Shrek in the living room. Fast forward to bedtime, everyone else was asleep, but I had to get some water. So I went into the kitchen as Jason was just coming out of the bathroom. I felt his presence as soon as he walking through the doorway to get into the kitchen. He wrapped his hand around my waist and the other he covered my mouth. I tried to scream but he didn't care. His hand let go of my waist and he took off his pants and took off mine. He kept kissing my neck and saying, "Shush, you like this," so I believed him and closed my eyes and waited for it to end. I never told anybody, and to this day, I haven't come to terms with it.
Okay, so I've lived in this house all my life, and one day these people lived next door. They were middle-aged people, like around my parents' age, and I didn't think they had any children until my parents invited them over for dinner, and golly holy moly smokes roly-poly motherfucker, this hot-ass boy was there with them. Pretty much we ate dinner and my parents let us go upstairs for a little bit to get to know each other. When I tell you I was ready to fuck. And he could tell, but after having a long-ass conversation we kissed for a couple minutes and started taking off each other's clothes when he stopped and said he didn't want to do anything that quickly and that he'd rather get to know me face. With big pleading eyes. Like OMG, I was in love. That was last week and I'll update you on what happens. They're coming over for dinner soon again, grinning face with squinting eye.
When I was 12, I met some girl on a game called Momeo. We became IBFS, and 2 weeks later she told me that she was going to the same school as me. I was so happy that I was buying things and ordering things so I could give it to her. So school was about to start and I realized that I was going to be late. I asked my mom if she wanted to drive me and she said no, so I just walked and got there late. Once I was at school, I had to go to class immediately. She texted me that we could meet up during lunch. She wanted to meet me outside the school for some reason, but I was so stupid that I didn't get suspicious or anything. So I just walked outside after school and started looking for her because she texted me that she was there. When I saw someone, I said, "Hello, are you here?"
Hey, I know this isn't really the best story, but I'm just gonna say it anyways because why not? LOL. Anyways, me and my friends had been friends for like 3 years, and during quarantine we started to talk less, but I didn't really think anything of it because I was too busy being obsessed with TikTok. And one day I decided to go inside one of my friend's accounts just to check what she had been up to. I know it's weird, but I have to take advantage of her not knowing that I have her password. Anyways, I logged into her account on Instagram and saw she had a notification from a group chat. So I clicked on it and I saw my 2 friends and my boyfriend and his friends in the group chat, so obviously I thought, what the F at CK. So I looked through the texts and surprisingly there were barely any talking about me, but it was like they formed this group chat thinking it's totally fine and just left me out without mentioning it. But of course there was a small part where they mentioned me and it was actually